their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Yes, what's up? That was the NRA ad, and yes, people was rioting, and yes, people was burning down buildings, and yes, people do complain about racism and all the other stuff. And yes, people have called Donald Trump a Hitler, which I don't think Donald Trump is a Hitler. I just think that he pretty much, ever since he ran for president, uh, his words and his actions somehow influence all this stuff that's happening under Trump's era. And I'm not saying that he's the only one that has something to do with it. Sometimes it could be parts on the left that has something to do with it too as well. And I'm not saying that he was the only Republican that incited riots and that pretty much shared classified information with the Russians. It's been a few other politicians that have shared classified informations with another foreign country before. It's facts out there. But we as people, American, is black people are not the only ones complaining about this. White people, poor white people, thought Donald Trump was going to pull them up from the bootstrap and make them rich, make America rich again. But he's only been in office not even a year. Next year will be his first year. But Donald Trump is not going to save you. And majority of people, 45% of them, probably was on food stamps and Section 8 and welfare and Social Security that voted for Donald Trump. This one man in Kentucky, I think it was in Kentucky or Alabama, he voted for Donald Trump. And he said it was a mistake because Donald Trump had promised, which he did, he promised that he wouldn't mess with Social Security and all that, food stamps and welfare, all the other stuff. But most of us already know that was his mission, because he's against government spending, federal government spending, and state spending as well, which I don't think that everybody should be getting government assistance, and I think majority of us should be working and should pretty much take care of our kids, and but there's not a lot of work out there, and there's not a lot of jobs out there, as most of us can see, and most of us already know. But I do feel that Donald Trump, pretty much his whole demeanor and his pretty much rhetoric throughout his campaign last year pretty much got all these racist and all these, hateful people, all these mean people to come out the woodwork and really show their tails off. And I'm not saying all of them, but probably half of them pretty much is like that. And the other half is not like that. They get ridiculed, they get bullied, they get hated on, and everything. And I'm not making this video just to ridicule nobody or just to judge nobody or just to put everybody in a bubble. No. I'm talking about the ones that have a lot of hatred in their heart. Those that have so much hatred in their heart ever since Donald Trump announced that he was running in 2015 when he announced 2 years ago that he was running for president, and now he's president of the United States in 2017. These people was not around then that much. It was around, but not as much. Even in the Bush era, they was not around that much. Even in the Bill Clinton era, they was around, but not too much like they are around in the Trump era. So I'm so glad that they put this NRA video out to show you that we have a lot of problems. And our problem is people that use guns, not guns that use itself, people that use guns, people that don't follow the gun laws, people that just because somebody made them upset or just because somebody look at them, that's just like that woman that had a road rage incident, and her name was Bianca Roberson, and she was 18 years old, and she was going to a university in Florida, and she was about to get some stuff. You know how when you go to the store and get some stuff, and she was right on the highway, and the video showed clearly that I guess both of them was trying to change lanes at the same time, and I guess when the man got pissed off, and so he was on the other side, and he pulled out his gun and shot her in the head. So they said the police was looking for this man, and he was a white Caucasian man, and this lady Bianca, as you could tell by her name, Bianca Roberson, she was a black teenager, and she was still barely grown. She was, she was not 21 or nothing like that. But and the Phil Divide show, Phil Divide show think is more to the story because there's no way that this was road rage. This was a passion to kill somebody that was not white, that was a person of color. And even in the news clip, y'all can go back and look at it, look it up yourself. Even in the news clip, they said that I'm trying to think, I'm getting tongue tied. Even in the news clip, this didn't appear to be a road rage incident. This man was probably following her, and so he pulled out his gun and shot her in the head. And everybody on social media, Twitter, making up excuses for him murdering this girl on the highway, saying that what did she say to him, or what did she do to him, or did she piss him off or something like that? No, I don't think that was. I think what had happened is he was upset, and he was also probably following this young girl too, because he somehow was following her, so he got on the other side. He got on the other side and pulled out his gun and shot her. And there's no way, because you either got to have your gun like right in the center of your car, or you got to have your gun in your pocket. But he had his gun right out, and so he had his gun ready and loaded. So he shot this young innocent black female, Bianca Roberson. So, and also the prosecutors say that turn yourself in because you're making it hard for yourself and you're making it hard for the family. And the family wants justice, and the family should get justice. And I don't really care, what nobody saying I stutter and all the other stuff. Oh well, it's the truth what I'm trying to say, and most of y'all know it. But anyways, yeah, that's what happened, and it's just pretty much a crazy world out there. And guns don't kill people. People kill with guns. Guns do not just automatic load and shoot people. No, people load the guns and click the guns back and shoot people. And I don't got nothing against somebody with, owning a gun, but except somebody with the mental illness or somebody that's just crazy, flat out crazy, or a convicted felon, which is illegal in the United States to be a convicted felon, even to be around a gun, even to go to a gun show and try to touch a gun, you still a convicted felon. If especially if you've been convicted of a crime, you know what I'm saying? Uh, so I feel that they should do something about this gun issue, and I feel that it's need to be more and more people come up with their own groups that are in our, because they are considered, to the research, according to Black and White, they are considered the all right, and the all right is full of hate, and they don't really care about black gun owners. They don't really care about Hispanic gun owners. They don't care about uh, people of color that owns guns. They don't care because uh, a white person with the gun and a black person with the gun would get treated way different. A black person that gets stopped by the police with a gun will probably ask them to get down on the ground, even though that they had their gun in the holster. So yeah. And a white person will argue with the cop with the gun right on them, with the gun on their body, and the cop won't do nothing. Or just like that guy that pointed their gun at the cop and the cop didn't shoot him, and I guess he got fired because he didn't shoot the guy, but the guy pointed right the gun, or maybe it took him 10 minutes to shoot the guy, but Flannel Cat still had a gun, and he didn't point it at no cop. And and he was going in his pocket to get his wallet, and he even warned the cop ahead of time that he had a gun. Just because you have a gun and you warn the cop doesn't mean it's a justification of a cop just automatically loading his gun or getting his gun out of his holster and shooting him. No, it's not. And I don't really care if if Philando still was argumentative with the police, still, he should have told him to put his hands out and step out of the car really slowly, no sudden movements, and then so he can pat him down and he can get the gun from him and he can check his license, check it, make sure the gun's not stolen, make sure he's not a convicted felon or nothing like that. In which I would understand that, because I don't want no convicted felon running around with guns. Unless they are a non-violent convicted felon, you know what I'm saying? But if they are a violent convicted felon, like a thug, savage running around with guns, yeah, the cops should, act aggressively according to their character and according to their action, not their words. Not because somebody say, I don't like the police, or I disagree with you, man, or you're not doing your job, hey, telling the police that is not against the law. And it's not a death sentence or a guilty punishment. So most of y'all already know that. And I talked about the gun, the NRA. I talked about Bianca Roberson. I got the video from Lovely Ti 2000 and Field the Advice show, and also talked about that guns do not kill people. People kill with guns, and 99% of us know that, except little tiny children, which don't know better, and shouldn't be around guns anyways. Should not even be close to a gun, and people should not leave their gun on the countertop, because when people leave their gun on the countertop, then what if that kid just grab that gun and then drop it, and then that gun goes off and shoots the kid? And I also wanted to talk to y'all about this young man that got off. He was 21 years old. He got off, and he got all the charges dropped. And he was 21 years old. He was a black male. And I guess he was in this whole motel with his little kid, and his little kid was, pretty. She was a very beautiful baby, and she was 9 months. And I guess he was sleeping with her in the bed, which I've I don't like sleeping in bed with my child. I'd rather my child to be in the crib, so that way she won't roll over or I won't step on her on accident and stuff like that. But I'm going to look that story up, and let's see, 21-year-old black male charges drop. Hello, I guess I got reconnected, y'all. But I'm see if I can find it somewhere. See, let me look it up a different way. Sure. And this story was a recent story, so let me look it up this way. Let me see. 8 month girl. Well, I can't find it, y'all, so I'm gonna have to. But I can find y'all that good Roberson. Bianca. See, you see at the top of the very first video. Let me see. Trying to find the news. And this happened in Philly. Let y'all look at this.
Goshen police released new surveillance pictures of the suspect's pickup truck in the murder of Bianca Roberson. Authorities say the man behind the wheel of this red pickup truck shot and killed the 18-year-old girl on Wednesday afternoon after they were trying to merge into the same lane. The driver is described as a man between the ages of 30 and 40 with a medium build, blonde or light brown hair. He is considered armed and extremely dangerous at this point. Crime Stoppers is now offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in this case.
Yeah, y'all heard it, that Bianca Roberson girl that was killed in a road range. I don't think it was a road range. I think it was a hate crime. Just like people were saying, I was watching the video from Vice Show TV. He's a YouTuber. He has like over 600,000 plus 600,000 plus subscribers, over 500,000 subscribers, and he does news commentary and stuff like that. He talks about the black community and black empowerment and black businesses and finances and stuff like that. I was looking down below in his comment section. In the comment section, somebody was saying, "Well, this was not a road rage. This was a hate crime," which I think it was, because I don't think that he would just did it to a Caucasian person. I don't think that he was after Caucasian people. I think that this guy, he knew this woman, this young lady, which, she's barely 18. She barely in college. She's not in college yet because, well, she can't be in college now because she's dead because of this savage, racist person killed her. So, yeah, tell me what y'all think about this. I couldn't find the other story. I was trying to find the other story about the 20-year-old black male. They got his charges dropped when he was going to get charged with murder and rape of his 8-month-old. And he was crying in court. He was just like bawling, and he was very emotional. And of course you're going to be very emotional because you are being charged with something that you didn't do. Something that they should have looked into before assuming that he did it. And keep in mind that he was in a motel with his 8-month-old baby, and he was laying down with his month-old baby. Most babies want to go to sleep with their parent, and they don't have like a crib inside the motel. So he was in a motel, and I guess his baby rolled over and stuff, and so he was they tried CPR on the baby, the police. And what mistake he did make is he tried shaking the baby just to wake her up, which was a totally mistake, because you shouldn't shake a baby to wake them up. He should something else. He should have tried CPR. And he should have took CPR class just you know just in case that stuff would have happened. But anyways, tell me what y'all think. And I think this is part 2 of the video, because fortunately it reconnected because somebody had called me. But anyways, I'm gonna be out, y'all, and I hope y'all have a good 4th of July week, and stay